All right. So, hi, ladies. Hi, Dr. Hug. How are you? This is for U of I. I'm doing some research on the Inner Fish book, and last year was a really interesting year because I had the seniors who had heard this, and I had juniors. And it was really a challenge to get you guys all to kind of get the deep understanding that evolution is the backdrop of pretty much all of thank you the biology curriculum. So I was just wondering. First of all, and please be honest, girls, I know it's hard with this video and everything. I don't even have to have that on. Do you think that the Inner Fish helped you understand evolution in a way that you did not know before?
Definitely, for sure, because never had biology before, and I didn't even have it in middle school.
Oh, really?
So, just walking into the class with no knowledge of biology, and I read Inner Fish, it was like, I give you like an example of it too, like,
okay.
Almost like you could see it, and he like painted you like a little word picture on how evolution worked.
And the wording
like,
of it was easy. Like it was like
okay.
It was like
it wasn't complicated.
level.
It wasn't like reading like a textbook to where it was boring and you were like,
okay.
I have no idea what's going on. It was like a book.
For a young person like
yeah.
you walking into this, I mean, you're a sucker punched into a college,
yeah.
of course.
Like if I opened
yes.
up that big AP bio book, I was like,
and this whole read on evolution, I'd been like, where do I start?
It would just go in like through one ear and out the other. But with like Inner Fish, I could just read it and understand it.
Did you feel that the Inner Fish made connections between genetics and evolution? Did you feel a connection there between like genetics and its role in evolution? Did you feel?
Kind of.
Kind of, not very clear?
I think it's probably like epigenetics, like that tied into.
Okay.
I thought it played a role.
Any of the genes, like the Hox genes?
Yeah, no, the genes.
Definitely.
That was
just,
like
I mean,
a big.
The genes. Yeah.
That was like a big thing, especially because when we like did the assignments on it, you always had us like focus on the genes, and then we kind of had to do like more research on it almost, and then like look how the genes like went in with everything, and like how everything flowed together. So like seeing like the genetics with the evolution and having it flow together and like make those connections.
Okay, it helped you. Did you? Okay, now here's an honest question, and please, if you didn't think it didn't, do you think that the Inner Fish prepared you for any part of the AP exam, or not really?
I feel like it more prepared us for your lectures that helped us. Like, your lectures are what helped us with the AP exam, but it gave us like a good base to go into your class and learn what you had to say without having to like stop you and ask you like how everything started.
One of the ACT questions had to do you remember that?
The ACT question?
Yeah, one of the ACT questions had to do something with the book, and I remember I just knew the answer. I forgot what the question was, but I knew it came from the book. So
did you feel like there was a lot of evolution questions on the AP exam, or not that many?
It was more like.
I think there was a good amount.
Yeah. Did you feel like it didn't help you with those though, right? Yeah.
And not particularly. When I read the evolution question, I didn't think back to the book right away. I thought more to what we learned in class. Okay, really? Okay. Yeah. So that's what I was going for. So do you think I should have the kids read Inner Fish still, or should I not do that?
I think you should. I think you should, for sure.
It's just such an, it's like a easy, like basic, easy
if you read that book, then like, I mean, other stuff in biology will make sense.
Okay.
Like because you always made good comparisons to the book, and then that helped me understand what you were teaching, which was on the AP test. So in a way, it all like connected back to the AP test, but I think it was a good idea to read it. Like I enjoyed reading it. I think it helped.
How did you guys feel about having physics and biology in the same day? Do you think that really affected your performance? Do you think, or not really?
I think so.
Yeah, be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
I've noticed that there's a big strong correlation between those juniors who didn't have to have AP Physics on the same day and those that did.
Yeah.
It was like night and day, the scores. And you can't even compare them because they didn't have AP Physics the same afternoon.
Yeah. It was tiring, definitely.
Tiring, yeah. So
after all that testing, it was just...
Even like throughout the year, just like having 2 science classes, and like they're different. They're completely different. So like, I mean, there's some...
I'm sorry, their homework. Oh my God, your homework, guys. Oh, crud. I didn't give you guys your homework. Here you go. Take one. Yeah. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yes, your homework.
But like, there were times where they came together, but like, I don't know, just learning like having 2 separate science classes,
especially
like,
those
it's a lot of work.
Because like, I mean, I have more AP classes this year, but this year's a lot easier than last year.
Yeah, yeah.
And it also like depends on which AP classes they are, and I think physics and biology are definitely the harder of the science classes that are offered that are AP.
I think conceptually, just challenging, or do you think it was a maturity
It's
level? Thank you.
conceptually, And like even with physics, like the calculations that went with it, like I mean, you really had to understand it well.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it was challenging.
It was very challenging, especially because you never had any science classes as a junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
and then it's like going from none to having 2.
My final question, I'll give you a pass. I'm sorry. My final question, I'll give you a pass. Do you? Oh, I can hold this if you'd like. I'm getting mixed reviews with the kids whether or not they think that I should have prefaced the inner fish with a video clip or something like. Remember the Tiktaalik video I showed
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Something. Do you think I should have prefaced it with that, or do you feel like it was more like reading a mystery novel? Would you have wanted to know before you read it what was going to happen, like about the fish? Or the fact that, the fish had limbs, things like. Would you want to know before, or would you rather be
No,
more
I'd
surprised?
rather learn that on my own because it's
Okay.
almost like a whoa, I didn't know that
Really?
type learning instead of
Otherwise,
like
if you tell them beforehand, then they read the book and they're like, "Oh, I knew that was going to happen." It's not going to be a surprise for them. They're not going to realize the connections that were made throughout the
Okay.
book.
I think
until
it's
you got to
way
that
more
point.
interesting reading it and being like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But if you just come out and say this is what happens and then you read it and you're like, okay, like that's what happens. It's so much easier reading it and be like, whoa, that's cool.
Definitely keep it in the curriculum.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
helps the
I think
kids
so.
out?
I
Okay.
think you should,
And do you
for
want me to still do the quizzes where they get to talk about it together, or would you like them to take the quizzes as pairs, or take the quiz by yourself but discuss it? What do you think?
By yourself and discuss it. Because
you go.
with pairs, it's like almost like you wouldn't have to read it.
Right.
And then you could just find someone who did read it and then
That's
take the quiz.
consistent so far. Yeah.
But like if
Okay.
you each have to take it separately and just be like, oh, maybe you didn't get one, just kind of be like, hey, I don't remember this. Maybe
Yeah, I
just
think
as much
it's
as you might, and then
Definitely do like a class discussion too, because then you can see like how everyone else saw it, and see like
Okay.
if they were surprised,
All right.
and you can like tie it into other stuff.
Yeah.
You'll see later in the year.
Thank you, girls. You girls are so wonderful. Thank you so much. I'll give you past your classes. Thank you.